Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? Hello, 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 hello. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're in business. All right. You have to bear with me a minute. I'm trying to get this correct. Okay. There's a bit of a lag, but I have to mute YouTube so that Google picks it up, the Hangout. And when I see myself on YouTube, I talk after I've actually talked. There's a lag with YouTube. So it's going to be weird. So I'm actually just going to look at the chat. I just needed to make sure that I was in frame and everything was good. Whew. So I'm ready. I am as ready as I'm going to be. I'm excited. I have some toys that I'm going to talk about. I was sent some happy mail. My day's been hectic. I have my Tuesday talk video for Patreon sitting in the editor because I have not gotten to it yet. I took a nap. I got the video up on YouTube, and then I took a nap. Mr. Rockstar and I had dinner, and a friend of his stopped by that we haven't seen in a while. He was in our wedding. And he stopped by to see how I was doing, and because my dad, he's a truck driver. And so it's been a bit crazy, but in the happy mail box that I got, I did the video on YouTube. Some of you writer people might not have checked it out because I know sometimes people only watch like the videos that they're actually interested in, and not everybody has their hand in a lot of creative cookie jars like I do. So, excuse me. I got this in happy mail. Hey, Persephone. Instead of every single one of you, because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep the screen to check all the names, but I received this in happy mail. And what this has in it is, love your cookie jars. I do too. I do too. And you know, honestly, I like all kinds of things. I like fiction and nonfiction. I want to write a nonfiction book and a fiction book, or 3, or 5. You must have navigated well, Mr. Rockstar. Got home. I did. I I have the unedited version of that, like half sped up, half not sped up, and I've debated on putting that on Patreon just for a laugh. But he had to call me back. He called me back like twice at the end of the video, and then I had to go to, it threw me all off. So I got him home. Mr. Rockstar is my husband, David. He is a truck driver. He's also a musician. He plays guitar and he sings. He was in a band. He did solo acoustic shows. He's done a couple of the festivals here locally, and he actually got up and sang with Grind, which is an Alice in Chains, what do you call it, band? They're the official, I can't think of what the word is called. Mark Wahlberg was in that movie a long time ago about, he was in the official whatever, you know, they do the, I can't think of it at all right now. But I call him Mr. Rockstar, a cover band. Yes, that's probably it. He was singing and playing in a band and doing acoustic shows when I met him, but that's not how I met him. I met him through mutual friends. But he was also driving a truck, but he wasn't over the road back like he was for back then at that point. So in the writer's workshop in a box, it comes with 30 prompts. Like this one says, channel the voice of a genius. Certain writers have very specific styles, and on the path to discovering your own voice, it can be useful to practice a bit of mimicry. Choose a writer with a distinct voice like Ernest Hemingway, E.E. Cummings, Emily Dickinson, Gertrude Stein, and read their work, paying attention to what makes their writing stand out. Then sit down and write your own prose or poetry, applying their style to your piece. This one says, use the first line of someone else's story or novel to begin your own piece. What pieces of information or descriptions can you expand on? How is your story different than the original? There are a bunch of different prompts for you to sort of think about. That's one of the things that came in the box. These are called writing exercises. And then they give you a book and a writing journal and a pretty little pencil. The writing journal looks like this, and it has some quotes by different writers on the back, and I like the quotes a lot. Writing is not a performance but a generosity by Brenda Ullin. I'm probably just completely butchering her name. Writing is an exploration. You start from nothing and learn as you go by E.L. Doctorow. I probably butchered his name too. Writing is like getting married. One should never commit oneself until one is amazed at one's luck. Iris Murdoch. Thank you, Alec. I like this, and I'm probably actually going to use this book as a book of writerly quotes. I like the idea of putting writerly quotes in here, especially since it has quotes on the back of it, which will come in really handy during one of our NaNoWriMo events. So the last thing that is in the box is a book called The Art of Writing by Sandra Bark. And it's a writing workshop set out over 6 classes designed for aspiring writers. The course addresses both writing techniques as well as root problems every writer encounters, creative blocks, getting started but not finished, uneven writing, a lack of confidence, uncontrollable plots, and ill-defined characters, which I should have started October 1st. Actually, I probably should have started it in September, considering the month I've had this month. But they call different things, you know, they have the chapters labeled. It's really cool. I've never seen this ever in any of the things that I've looked up. I've never seen this. So if you guys come across it, I received it in Happy Mail. I'm going to check Amazon and eBay because I have a few writerly writerly friends that I would not mind gifting something like this to for Christmas. So I just thought I'd cover that first because I want to get into NaNoWriMo chat. We have 57 minutes before NaNoWriMo officially starts. And I don't have very much done at all. Very much done at all. At all. I don't even have all of my characters' names. If anybody would like to be joined in the chat, Tamara, Persephone, anybody, y'all are more than welcome to. I can add you if y'all would like to chat. I don't know how many people I can add, but I share Tamara's videos and Persephone's videos a lot of times with Mr. Rockstar. He loves their videos. He loves them. He knows that they are my go-to when I am stymied for motivation to write. Your journal obsession makes mine seem less crazy. Tamara, you giving me hearts because you want to join? We've never gotten Persephone in a video. And it's been a long time. I used to do the goals, but you know, I've been slacking off in the writing department on a regular basis since I started doing all this journal stuff for Patreon. You're going to hang out for a little bit, then I'm going to try to finish those damn videos before the end of my day. Okay, well, you can just hang out here. I mean, if you want to chat with me, you can. So I try to really write like anywhere from 100 to say 500 words, at least Monday through Friday. I used to try to write 2,000 words a day. But I found myself for a long while, even before I started doing so much of the art journal stuff. Art was at that point my hobby, and writing was what I considered to be my job. But I found myself less and less excited and more with writing. Art was giving me way more pleasure, and it was de-stressing me because of the writing that had stressed me out. Your first time doing Nano. Nano is a blast, and the camaraderie is amazing. There are such wonderful groups of people out there. That's how I got started on YouTube, NaNoWriMo. I found Tamara, and then I found Persephone, and quite a few other people, and that was it. Hi, Barbara. That was it. Where am I from? I am from Charleston, South Carolina. I live in the Midlands now. I used to be in Charleston. I live about an hour and a half away. I kind of live out in the country. Never done it before, and not going to do it this year. So there are a lot of people who do a lot of different things for Nano. Not everybody writes a novel. Oh, I know. It does feel like it's just been last year. That was a long time ago. I just had my YouTube anniversary this month. As a matter of fact, I posted my very first video on YouTube in October, quite a few years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. I can't believe it's been that long. There are people who are doing poetry, like different things of poetry. There are people who are doing Romney from Romney's Realm is doing it. She's doing a book of shadows, so she's combining art and writing, and she's going to use her hours worked on the art with the hours worked on the writing part. Congratulations, Ambi. I've been on YouTube since, hold on, and I can tell you when my very first video was. I've been, let's see, Creator Studio, Video Manager, Videos. Let's do oldest. Oh, it's not giving me an option. Well, damn. It used to give you an option. Like, it would go, you can do oldest. But it's not doing that for me. Maybe one of you can go in there. Maybe it's just because it's my site. It's not letting me do it. I think Tamara probably has a better idea than I do. I want to say Mr. Rexer and I got married in 2012, so it was probably 2013. Might have been 14. It's one or the other. I think this month was my 4-year YouTube anniversary. So I got burnt out, though. It felt like October 2014. Yeah, probably 14. I was lurking for a year, so that's why I'm thinking 2013. That's, yeah. I lurked for about a year or two. Nano Prep. Yeah, so it was October of 2014. Okay, so it's been 3 years. I lurked for about a year or two. Are you posting my first video, Tamara? Because it was, I didn't edit back then, and I had a really, as a matter of fact, y'all, this is my very first webcam. And this thing was $29.99. And it is the HD 720p. And I have it for an emergency because if my 920, whatever, that the more expensive webcam, if it goes out, this is actually better than the damn webcam that's on my laptop. So I can plug this into my laptop and it will work. How compatible it is with Windows 8, I don't know. You were lurking for about a year. Yeah, I lurked for at least a year or two. I watched Katie Tastic's videos for NaNoWriMo. I watched, oh, what is her name? The blonde. She did the NaNoWriMo song. I watched Jarrett Martins, who was doing videos for a lot during NaNoWriMo events and on writing and books. And he just started, I see where I've got a notification from Jarrett, day 0 of NaNoWriMo. So a lot of people have been lurkers. But when I first started, I had no idea of how in the hell you would even edit a video. I was doing good to make the video and get it up. It would take me anywhere from Christina Horner. Yes, she did the NaNoWriMo song. I love Christina Horner's NaNoWriMo videos. I watched a lot of different people, but I have to say that Christina Horner, the video where she compiled all the different little bits of the day from every day during one of the NaNoWriMos, that is probably one of my very favorite NaNoWriMo videos. She did such a great job with that. You were lurking. Yeah. So I really had no idea what I was doing. I knew what I was doing with NaNoWriMo, but I didn't know anything else. And when I very first started, I did NaNoWriMo back in, I want to say, probably 2001. November of 2001 was the very first time I did it. And I got about halfway through. I think it's super cool to watch you go from videos about using Terra for Nano and outlining what it was called, witchy business, maybe, haha, now I'm studying with a few thousand. You see? Yeah, you're too shy. I have social anxiety. That's why I haven't been doing any real filming of urban sketching. I have enough trouble going urban sketching and being in front of people and drawing. I don't mind writing in front of people because I can hover over my laptop and the screen isn't really too big, and I can hover over and I can click the button that makes the screen disappear in like a heartbeat, and I can write in a Starbucks or a restaurant or the park or anywhere. It doesn't matter. You know, but when you're creating art, it's a completely different thing. So taking a camera out and about when I'm creating art or to do vlogging, whoo, yeah, I get like this. Just even thinking about it, I get like this. Sometimes when I do the journal with me's or the plan with me's, or I do the coffee chats, or if I'm doing my writing videos and you see me talking, you'll see me bouncing. If you pay attention, you'll see me and I'm bouncing. That's one, my ADHD, and two, my anxiety. So when I look back now at my oldest videos, I'm like in awe of myself, going, hey, patting myself on both sides of the shoulder, both sides of the back, because I actually put that shit up there. I had the balls, the cojones, to get my video up there, and I didn't edit. It took me 5, 10, sometimes 15 times to do a 5 or 7 minute video. And now I'm doing videos on Patreon sometimes that are like an hour long. Sometimes I'll do a video and it'll be 3.5 hours worth of footage, and I condense it to like an hour. Because I can time lapse it just a tiny bit and then talk. Done the bouncing thing, yeah. I'm very fidgety, and when I scratch, and it's fidgeting, it is anxiety. It is. I have really bad anxiety. I have what's been described. I have generalized anxiety, and then I have like social anxiety. So I have regular anxiety, and then I have actually had anxiety attacks, panic attacks, you know. So there are certain things that are easier to do. You know, writing has always been cathartic to me. Okay, we're getting rid of the lurker. Remove. Okay. My nephew gave me a fidget spinner. He actually created one at his friend's house with a 3D printer, and Victor got a hold of it, and I don't know where it's at now. It's probably in the bottom of his toy box in my living room. But if I did that, then you'd see me on the video the whole time playing with the fidget spinner. So what do you guys want to talk about? Because we've got a little bit of time before NaNoWriMo starts. Not a whole lot. We have about 45 minutes. And I'm pretty much doing NaNoWriMo as a pantser this time around, because all I have are my core ideas, character sketches for 3 of the characters, and I don't even have names for everybody. How is everyone going to start? Persephone wants to know. I guess one word at a time. Oh. Tips for first-time writers. Never know what to write when you journal. Typing. I have my notebook to write by hand. I have debated what are things outside of actually writing that really makes you happy about your ideas. I love making playlists while I'm pantsing as well. I don't have names for everyone either. With a sip of coffee. I've got a bottle of water. I've got coffee back there. We're going to do a write-in. I'm going to take a break at about 10 till, 5 till, and I'm going to go potty, and I'm going to go fix myself another cup of coffee. Probably about 10 till, I'll take a break. And I have debated over whether or not to handwrite or to type. But since I'm doing, we have time zone issues. And I think Persephone's an hour behind. This is probably afternoon or morning for Miss Tamara, because she's in Hawaii. You always think your journal sounds like a little kid. Just start writing. As long as you know your characters, they'll take over. Yeah, you got a horror movie on. Handwriting and typing. I do both, depending on what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'll take a blank notebook and I will just start writing about what's going on. Hi, good morning. It's 3:18 here in South Wales, UK. Okay, so is it the 1st for you, Natalie, or is it still the 31st for you? It's 5:18 p.m. Yeah, so you're going to do a live stream during your time zone, and you'll be all by yourself. It's 11:18 p.m. Yeah, it's 11:18 p.m. for me too, Jasmine. If I'm actually up, Tamara, I will chat with you. The 1st, well, it's NaNoWriMo officially for you. But I debated on whether to start my first bit of writing by hand, because I need to go into Scrivener and finish setting up my project and stuff. And then I thought, well, I don't know, because I have it all set up in the laptop, but I don't want to be in here clicking on the laptop. UK, South Wales. Ooh, a lot of my story takes place in Wales. That's cool, Heather. You're in North Carolina, so same time zone. Where are you at in North Carolina? God, we could be just about neighbors. Do people do live streams as they write? Yes, some people do. And what they'll do is they write and they have a timer, and it's like word sprints. You're in Florida, so you're on the same time zone. What, Cameron? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Rockstar went to Sanford, so he passed right by. Well, got close to you. He was parallel. What happens is you do it like word sprints. So when Tamara does her write-ins, and when the word nerds do their write-ins, and other people I've seen do their write-ins, they'll set a timer, like an alarm clock, one of those, I mean, not alarm clock, one of those little stove alarms that you can, you know, or your phone or whatever, and then for 15 minutes or for 20 minutes or whatever, and when the timer goes off, you see how many words you wrote in that 15 or 20 minutes. It's 8:20 in Phoenix. You're in Arizona. I think it's so cool that people from all over can chat like this and do things like NaNoWriMo and stuff. Massachusetts. That's be cool. Actually, it's my first NaNoWriMo with a real plot. It's a great place to be a writer. Cool. The only place I've been outside of the U.S. has been the Bahamas, which is very depressing. But one day I want to go to Scotland and quite a few other places. So I don't have my phone in here. I'm going to have to get my phone and figure out how to do an alarm like that. I don't think I've done I don't even know if I've ever done a write-in. I know I've done them with Tamara when she does them. And you're in Ohio. Oh, yeah. Delaware. Cool. But I don't think I've ever done a write-in on my own. I've done live chats about writing and live, you know, things like that. But I don't know that I've actually done a write-in other than with Tamara. I don't think I was, yeah. I don't think, no. I've done writing videos, live writing videos, and I've been in the chat portion where I just chat when other people do like a video where they're doing write-ins. You can do an alarm on your computer too. You have Google Timer, and then one pops up. Okay, well, I'll try to find. So let's see. We're going to Google a timer. Hey, I see it. Oh, stop and reset. Cool. Tamara, you're just like so cool. I use a Neo Alpha Smart and I upload it to my laptop and Scrivener. It keeps me from getting sidetracked on the internet. I have seriously thought about getting an Alpha Smart, but what I do have, and it's not in here, it's in my bedroom, I have a really old iMac G4. You write on paper, must you count the words? When I write on paper, I figured out that on an A5 piece of paper, one page filled up with my regular handwriting is about 250 words, give or take. If it's filled and I don't have a lot of space, like paragraph breaks, it's 250. Otherwise, it's about 200. I have thought about getting an Alpha Smart. Seriously, I like that hemming right, or the whatever they're calling it now, the live writer or the whatever it is. But they want too much for that. Yeah, I could do my laptop or device. I like the way that the iBook G4 feels when I'm typing, and it has Scrivener for Mac on it, but it's a really old version of it. I know I want an Alpha Smart. They have them on eBay, and I don't think they're very much money. But what I do sometimes is I'll take the Wi-Fi off of my regular laptop or off of the iBook, because the G4 will get on the internet, but normally I just save it to a thumb drive, and I put it in. I used to save it to Google, to the documents, but now, because my computer won't update anymore like it needs to, I can't get it to do that anymore. So I have to actually save it to a thumb drive. So what I usually do is convert it into a Word document, and then I save it and divvy it up and put it in Scrivener. Anyone read the paper writing magazines? I used to read them. Yeah, it's uber cheap on eBay now. Let's see how. All right, so which one? All right, so you have an Alpha Smart Dana, and you have a Neo Alpha Smart. What's the difference? I've done storyboards. I've done index cards. You used to save to thumb drive. I can't afford Mac products right now. I would love to. I have both versions of Scrivener. I have a code for the Mac version of Scrivener, and one day I'm going to get a Mac. One day. It will probably just be like a MacBook. So what's the difference between the Dana and the Neo? Does anybody know with the Alpha Smarts? I just got a brand new Windows. Like, I had it built. It's like a gaming computer, but I don't game, so mine's for video. I need another graphics card, but I got one, but I want to get a better one. You're strictly PC. I don't know. I debated and debated because I could have saved a little bit more. The difference was a Dana had a backlit screen and can get online. Since they are both so old school now, I don't think it really matters. Okay, so let's see. Oh. So they've got an Alpha Smart Neo Portable with a USB cable for $22.99 on eBay. They've got one at Protect Computer Products for $14.95. $20. $29. And they've got the Dana for $34.99 used. So not bad. Not bad at all. Well, you know, I can get one this weekend for $20-something. You are such an inspiration for making time to be creative. You inspired me this November to challenge myself to go in my studio for an hour a day, write, paint, or journal. Yes, see, that's what NaNoWriMo can do. You don't have to write a novel. You can be a rebel. You can spend whatever time would be the equivalent of, let's say, how long it would take you. You could even Google it, how long it takes the average person, a writer, to write 2,000 words. And then if, say, it takes, some people it takes an hour, some people it takes 2 hours. So you could say you could write, just for example, let's say 1 hour, 1,000 words. Okay. So you'd have to spend 50 hours during the month of November in order to get 50K. So what if you divvied it up and you said, okay, for November, I need to spend 50 hours on art, or I need to spend 50 hours on DIY projects in my house, or I need to spend 50 hours doing whatever it is that's your creative thing. You could actually do that. You could combine art and writing or journaling or any poetry, whatever it is that is your jam. You could combine that and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I need to, in 30 days, divide the 50 hours and figure out how many hours per week, then how many hours per day you'd need to do it instead of a word count. And they have a thing where you can go in and, like, for people who actually handwrite, there is a thing, I'll see if I can find it. You can Google it, though, where you Google 50,000 words and you can copy and paste and put it into NaNoWriMo. Hey, how are you? So good to see you. She Reconnaisseurs has been with me since the very beginning of my YouTube channel. I used to see her when I was still lurking. We would comment on some of the same videos. A Neo secondhand for $8. Can the Neo go online? Do I need to do a thumb drive, or can I actually save it to my hard drive, or what? Will it do computer to computer? I mean, or Neo to computer, I guess I should say. Wow, old school. Hey, yeah, see? Old school. Yeah, she was, when I was still lurking, we were commenting on the same video. She's been, I miss her. She used to do stuff regularly. She's been a busy lady. She moved and everything. I want a Neo for $8 if I can figure out a way to save it onto my computer in Scrivener. Hell yeah. You just tell me what exactly brand it is. This is a NaNoWriMo chat, Will. If you don't want to be here and you're not interested in NaNoWriMo, sorry. It's a NaNoWriMo chat. Can you still sign up on the site for participation? A lot of people do. I think that's what a lot of rebels do. There's actually a whole forum for NaNoWriMo rebels, for people who are doing screenwriting or poetry or anything. Bye. Anything like that. I'm sorry, Will. I've had a lot of trolls. And you're asking what it is, so I just but you can do anything. Like, they have the Rebel forum, and there's actually been some people who've written blog posts about doing NaNoWriMo as a rebel, where you're doing, people who do like the screenwriting and things like that. That's because I had a lurker earlier, a troll, who said stuff. So, like I said, if, you know, I want everybody here who wants to talk about NaNoWriMo or writing. I just don't want any more trolls. Bye, Poet. Yeah, you can sign up on the site, and for Nano as a rebel, you don't have to put, and you can put whatever, like if you're doing whatever, you can name your project whatever you want to. And they think they now have a thing where, I don't know if they do it. I don't know if they have. I think they do have a thing for hours worked instead of words. But somebody might have to correct me because I could be wrong. I don't know exactly. I haven't been onto their website except to check my mail and to add buddies lately because I've been really busy trying to do some kind of outline. I was doing really, really well with my outline too. And I think as I go through my writing, I may just do the notebook for the first week and keep adding stuff into Scrivener, using my bullet journal, the writer bullet journal, and to keep writing stuff, doing that into Scrivener to see if I can actually get a little bit of an outline, because I think I need a little bit more than I have to actually get going. So I would see if I can get over this block about a certain scene and get some pages done in your manuscript for your critique group. Cool. There are a lot of different ways to do NaNoWriMo. Not everybody does. Some people write graphic novels, and so they're writing and then they're doing art. Some people are doing all kinds of things. You could be a rebel, yeah. You just don't need another site you got to check. You don't have to join NaNoWriMo to do a project like that. You could just do your own version of NaNoWriMo. There are some people who do NaNoWriMo, they just don't actually join in on the NaNoWriMo site. They are doing it their own version, because there are a lot of people who are finishing books or who want to write every day, which is what one of the big things about NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, is that you get in the habit of writing every day. What happens if you write 50,000 words in the 1 month, then you are basically writing 1,667 words a day. To do that, that means you're spending anywhere from an hour to 3 or 4 or 5 hours working on your writing. Some people can write 1,000 words in 30 minutes or an hour. For some of us, it takes 3 to 4 hours. It depends on the mood and whether I can get into the writing zone, how long it takes me to write what I'm writing. I don't have any choice this month. I have a lot going on with my mom having just gotten out of the hospital, and me, I'm going there once, twice a week. I get Victor at least once a week, and then every other week I get him another day. So every other week I've got him 2 days a week. He's spending the weekend with me, the first weekend of NaNoWriMo, so I'm going to be using the laptop or my notebook a lot this coming weekend. But my family, we just all need some time, and I think it's important for Victor to have some of that. He doesn't really understand. He's too little to understand. He keeps saying, my papa died, my papa died, but he doesn't really get it, you know? Yeah, along with raising a special needs kid and getting back into freelance copy editing. Yeah, see, we all have regular things, and like making art and doing the journaling and the stuff on. No, well, some people write a short novel. It's a novella if you write pretty much 50,000 words. I think most people are in the same boat that I'm in. They use NaNoWriMo for 1, to get back into the practice of writing every day, to 2, for the camaraderie and the companionship and being surrounded by like-minded individuals who are wanting to write every day. It gives me a good way to really get going with something, and it reminds me of how important it is for me to pay attention to the time that I'm spending doing some of that. So for me, NaNoWriMo and any of the NaNoWriMo events are really good to get me back into the swing of things, because sometimes I have a tendency to let it slide because I get really busy with everything else. I can read a book in a night if it's a good book. That means I don't get any sleep, but if it's a really good book, I can read a book in a night. I wish I could write as much as I could. I wish I could write as fast as I could read. You've never written every day. You're not really even a writer. You've never even finished a story. You don't have to be a writer to do NaNoWriMo. There are a lot of people who are doing other things. Like I said, there are screenwriters and all kinds of things. Romany's doing what she's calling NaNoWriMo, which is a book of shadows. And what she's doing is doing her book of shadows. She's writing her things and drawing her things it's creative time is what she's doing. So you spend this amount of time doing art, and then you spend this amount of time writing down like recipes or reference information or your notes and things like that. Your writing teacher always pushed you to write more because she saw how good you were at it, her along with Arthur too. So it's the reason you're trying NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is a really good way to really get going, I think. So it's 11:40. We have 20 minutes. Okay, I just blocked him. That gets on my nerves. And it's really just rude. I don't understand people have time to do that. I don't have time to I don't understand. You're gonna hang out for 20 minutes, then get dinner going. My husband is over at his parents' house visiting. You're really tired, but you don't want to say goodbye. It was crazy. They've been crazier. We had this one in a Google Hangout that we did. Yeah, no life. Seriously, no life. We, Tamara, and there were a couple of us. Was it me and Tamara and Amy and somebody else? We were doing a Google Hangout, and we had a crazy, crazy troll. That was like friggin' hilarious. Pictures and everything. What am I writing? I am actually, I was thinking about finishing Witchy Business because Lord knows I need to. But that other book, The Curse, has been plaguing me and plaguing me and plaguing. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where there was the picture. The Curse has just been, it's been driving me crazy. I had a really good character, but a terrible antagonist. But my character didn't have enough, like, dimension. She's not supposed to be a writer. Okay. The Curse was the family who, Witchy Business was, she was a witch. And she wanted to live a mundane life, and she couldn't because her grandmother died. And then I didn't ban him on your account. I banned him because every time I turned around, if he, I mean, it was a live chat meant for NaNoWriMo. So if he didn't really know, you know, he started out with, what is this? Thanks, Ann. And he did come on here just to troll. He didn't do the normal troll thing like a lot of them do, but it was trolling. And I just don't have the time or the patience. Before, I would have been nice and I would have asked questions, or I would have been like, hey, how are you doing? When he asked, you know, what is this? I would have said, hey, this is a chat about NaNoWriMo. But it was the, I don't know, the undertone. I got your message, Winona. I saw that you are here. I was dealing with a troll. It's the troll stroll. You know, I think part of the problem for me right now with any novel that I'm doing is that my head has just been kind of all over. Not Will. Will is not a troll. Okay, Will is not a troll. Are you doing NaNoWriMo? Because if you're not doing NaNoWriMo, and we're not going to have any kind of, I mean, if you, I don't need you to point out who is and isn't a troll for me. I can hear you. I know I can't actually hear you, but I can see what you're writing. I wish I could hear y'all. That would make this so much better. If you could actually, like, you know, have group chat. If you could have group chats and where you could actually talk. But see, people do that on Periscope, and then you get trolls and crap like that. And it's okay, Ambi. It's okay. It's just nerve-wracking. So what I'm going to do, is take a break, and I'm going to go potty, and I'm going to go get me some more coffee, and I'm going to open up Scrivener, and we're going to get some writing done. And I will set the timer at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, because it is 11:46 right now. And I want to start writing for NaNoWriMo. I have written at midnight every single NaNoWriMo but one, and that was simply because I fell asleep. You don't think like I said, you can actually do something like Nano and just do a creative endeavor, make that 50 hours or whatever, you know, divvy it up and do 50 hours for the month of November on some kind of creative project, you know? And that's, you know, that's cool. People can do different things. I'm all about, like, doing whatever works for you. Everybody has their own cup of tea or cup of coffee. You know, I think it's important. But I like the curse. I really want to finish Witchy Business. And I think in April, I'm actually going to finish Witchy Business. I believe, though, is it March? NaNoWriMo does the editing thing, NaNoWriMo. Is NaNoWriMo in March? 15 minutes. There you go. Yeah, you can work on different projects. Just spend 50 hours for the month of November. Log your time if you want, and spend 50 hours on creative projects during November. It would get you back into being creative. You want to read Witchy Business? I want to read Witchy Business. I want to get to the part where I'm actually editing the damn thing. I think it's because that novel is so important to me. I really just don't want to screw it up. Yeah, NaNoWriMo. It's the editing month. I think Tamara can correct me if she's still here, but I'm pretty sure that March is NaNoWriMo. Maybe it's, yeah, it is March. See, I knew you were here. And I know, what is December? November, December. There's something else. There's Plotcember. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I can't remember all of them. Yeah, same here. I haven't finished a first draft of a novel in a long time either, and the closest I got was to Witchy Business, and I had the last chapter outlined, and I had the first 3 paragraphs written in the last chapter, and then I got so frustrated, and there were things that happened, and yeah, so I need to get back to it. I need to have follow through, damn it. That's what I need to do, is follow through. Maybe there'll be a chapter in this book about follow through, because I need to read it and then reread it and read it again. I have a couple of books about how to actually finish your novel and stuff, but nothing they've said has really helped me, because I second guess myself too much. And what happens is, once I'm writing and I get it, that inner editor starts kicking in, and then the self-doubt and the fear kicks in, and then I'm like, I don't know why I even did this, because everything is all wrong. It's horrible. The characters are flat. The plot sucks. This, that, the other. And then I'm like back to having that whole I'm an imposter, and I don't know why I even try. What book is it? I got this in Happy Mail. That the anxiety does come. And it includes a book. It's a writing workshop. It's by Sandra Bark. It's the writer's workshop in a box. It comes with writing exercise cards or writing prompts and the book and a journal, and it's really cool. And I'm going to attempt to do it. I'm going to attempt to do it. I don't know that I'll be doing it the whole way through during NaNoWriMo, but I thought maybe I could do some of the exercises in this to get me ready to write. Worst case of, wow, now I just hate this idea every time I get to the same point of the first draft. Yes, the anxiety. And so far, it looks really cool. So far, this is what it says on the back for those of you that are interested. Writing is hard work, and while it may be terrifying, it can also be one of the most rewarding ways to engage with yourself and the world. Good writing does not come easily. It takes single-minded effort and skill. The writer's workshop in a box is what every writer needs to develop that skill. It is beautifully designed to sit on a desktop, and its contents are intended to stimulate new ideas and steer writers as they navigate the sometimes arduous path to setting words down on paper. It includes a book on the art of writing with excerpts and advice from writing experts such as Julia Cameron, Dorothea Brand. Both of those talked about like morning pages. Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, Dorothea Brand's Becoming a Writer, and I have the Becoming a Writer book. Oh. It was somewhere. It might be down. Might be right down there. A set of 30 cards that present daily exercises for the writing life on one side, and on the other side a photograph to help stimulate ideas, and an exquisite blank book with a pen. It says it's a pen, but I swear it looked like a pencil. Yeah, that's a pencil, not a pen. But it's a pretty pencil, so. You loved reading. Don't worry, Jasmine, don't worry about, seriously. I have used to, I would get like anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 words written on the very first day. And then as I went through, it would taper off. And I would do that on purpose. The first week I would write like anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 words every day. Try to anyway, so that around Thanksgiving I had a little bit of leeway. There you go, Ambi. Your Rebel Nano idea, that's right. But I think what essentially happens for me is that I burn myself out in the very beginning because I'm trying so hard that by the end I'm like, so last year I decided to write. You're going to make a video? Yes, I want to see a video. Yes. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. I know a lot of people are like, how I can't do a video. There are all different kinds of ways that you can do videos. You don't have to show your face on the video, but you can do computer screens. You can do a book and just show the book and talk while people are looking at a book. All different kinds of things. One of my nephews has been doing fishing videos, and his face is never on there. So I think it's important, though, for you to get something that motivates you, that inspires you when you get to that point where you feel kind of burnout. Bye. And for me, I thought when I got this in the mail, I was like, yes, this might actually be the thing, because these do have pictures and they are really pretty, and they're very thought-provoking. And hashtag write stuff. Tamara has done prompts, and then you write like short stories and things like that. I thought about using some of these pictures for prompts for scenes for my novel. Like, that's a really pretty one. Let me hold it up where you can actually see it. You're doing the same book. Your same book? Your Mary book? Your Christmas? I've actually thought about working on both projects so that I don't get burnt out on the one, and I do need to work on Witchy Business some. And since I don't have very much of an outline for the curse, then doing the outline for it for NaNoWriMo, and then trying to finish up Witchy Business. Actually working on my outline for the curse as part of my NaNoWriMo, using it hours spent, and then doing writing on Witchy Business. I've been thinking about being a rebel and doing that. Seriously thinking about doing it, because I don't have very much in the way of a novel. So I have 3 minutes left, y'all. So I'm going to end the chat. I need to write. I was thinking about doing a write-in, but y'all, my anxiety is like through the roof. So I don't know if I can do write-in. This NaNoWriMo has got me like super anxious, and I think it's because I was so prepared and getting prepared, and then now after everything that happened, I feel like you're learning how books work. Yeah, me and you need to talk, Cheryl. Me and you need to talk. So yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I changed the cabin from camp to NaNoWriMo. So I hope y'all have a good one. I'm sorry about not doing the write-in. I really get some words down and get some rest. It's okay. Yeah, I don't have, I mean, you know, I tell you what, I will be on Twitter. Thank you, Cheryl. I will be on Twitter, and we can do word sprints if y'all want. I'm going to go to the bathroom, though. I have to go potty. I've been drinking water and coffee. And I'm going to, though, because I have 2 minutes, I'm going to open up Scrivener while we're on the air. And that way we can do the midnight thing. Oh, and look, Curse, book 1 of the Carolina Witchy Business series. Y'all. Oh, I guess I know what I'm doing because it just popped up. Damn it. It's even got all my little tarot card things. Yep. Well, that means I don't have to do very much in the way of characters. I actually already have an outline. So you know what, y'all? Guess what I'm writing? You can hop on Twitter for sprints. Need to go pee and make tea. Yes, I agree. Don't stress. Synchronicity, yes. The Scrivener knows. See, the Scrivener does know. Yes, I did say Twitter sprints. Okay, before we go, everybody, we need whatever we're going to do for hashtag. Tamara, do you want to use Write Stuff and add something to it so it pulls up separate than your regular Write Stuff? Or do we want like a completely separate hashtag for word sprints? Because NaNoWriMo word sprints is going to be too many of us doing that. So, what do you think? Because you can use, all right. Okay, y'all, we're going to use the Write Stuff tweet chat thing. You can pull up hashtag Write Stuff. And that way we can do, and give me, because it's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Okay, hold on. I got to write a word. I have to write a word at midnight. I have to write a word. Whew. Okay, all my life before a novel, I have actually wanted, the 1 hour countdown begins. Words with Burgess? No, actually, we're going to do this. And then that way, that is Tamara's. Alrighty, I'm going to go do the dinner thing. Write all the words, y'all. I've always wanted to put somewhere in a novel, in a sentence. It's not the beginning sentence, so it doesn't matter. But somewhere in my novel, I wanted to put the phrase, "It was a dark and stormy night." Like Snoopy's book, you know, like, and other people's, that's actually in a book. And I just did that. It's not how the sentence starts, but it is a comma and then that phrase. So, you know, I just couldn't help myself. So I'll be back, and like, I tell you what, at 12:30, I'll start the word sprints. That gives people some time, and for people who are in the 1 hour thing, we'll be close enough. Actually, yeah, are pretty close. Or we can actually start, we can do a 15-minute word sprint at, thanks, Natalie. We can do a 15-minute word sprint at 12:30, and then that'll give us 15 minutes of free time. And then that way at 1 o'clock my time, which would be 12 o'clock Persephone's time, it'll be midnight, and we can do another word sprint. And I'll see y'all in 30 minutes. You'll just count them as warm-up words. There you go. There you go. But, you know, I like that. I was actually able to write. It was a dark and stormy night, y'all. Thanks, y'all. Bye. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me.